UK Lockpicker, back with another video, and this is kind of part 2 of the journey really of me trying to understand how to pick these locks and the different techniques and whatever else. I've always had the tensioning tool which I made on the lathe, exact dimensions. I can't remember what the make of it was, but someone was kind enough to send us the dimensions, and this part here is the exact dimensions of what he sent. I turned it on the lathe. But the other night, a locksmith of the UKLS forum group, popped over, sorted us out some tools, and that was one of them. So I had a pick and wire, so I thought, let's get to work. So you'll have seen in the first video that I took it apart and I was practicing just on 2 levers, then 3, and then I jumped to 5. Now this morning it started to click, the different feels that you get through this, the false gate when you're in a false gate and all the rest of it. So I'm going to be using this tool and that tool to try and pick this. Now I have been getting it in a reasonable time, but you know what it's like when you try to put something on camera. They gone all of a sudden very camera shy, but I'll try my best. So I'm going to start at the back. Quite reasonable tension on this. See if I can pick it like that so you can see. It's not stupid hard tension, but it's definitely harder than I expected you would have had to use. I'm not too sure about the model of this lock, but if somebody could intervene and maybe let us know in the comments, that would be great. But I was told it is an era, but what model it is past me. You do find that they do bind the same as a pin tumbler lock. Obviously it feels a lot different, but it's just about going through and just testing the levers really. You can fall into false gates, which you'll see at the end of the pick, because the number 1 lever, it falls into a false gate every time that I've picked it. So we'll just see how we get on. A slight turn, false gate. So I cannot spin this anymore because it's dropped into a false gate, and I'll show you in a second. But if you just let the tension off and turn it, you've got an open lock. What I'll do is I'll get the screwdriver that I haven't got in the room, so bear with us. And we're back in the room. Sorry about that, I left it on the kitchen bench. So if we just take this off now, so you can see what's inside. So we had a lever number 2, that's the false gate. So you'd have picked it and it would have fell in the false gate, and you just let the tension off, it dropped down and it went into the real gate. So we've got that one, we've got a number 5, and then we've got another number 5, a number 4, and a number 5. The keys was that, a bit like a letter E really, funny enough. So yeah, thanks to the people who's followed us along. The lock's now picked. I'll move on to something else now. I'll probably have a couple of more goes, but I'm not a believer in picking the same lock 1,000 times, because then you think you can pick those type of locks when really you can't. You're just picking the same lock. So I'll probably go out and get another couple of eras, and then, as Lockpicking Lawyer explained on one of his videos, it's best to have an array of the same make lock and then pick them only once in a practice session and then move on to the next one. And then it's hard to remember the characteristics of each lock. So that's my plan. So yeah, I mean, if you like this video and you'd like to see more, please subscribe. You can like the video and you can press the bell so you get notifications of when I put up a new video. I normally do 2, maybe 3 a week. So do us a favour, support the channel and hit the subscribe button and leave your comments. Also, whoever can identify this lock, I'd really appreciate it if you put it in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone.